Hey family, God bless everybody. I want to share some interesting dreams that the Lord gave to me a few nights ago. Um, I believe this was around December 24th that I had this one dream, and the next dream after that that I'm going to share, I had 2 nights ago. So it's a very interesting subject here. This seems to be, to me, about the Antichrist and his kingdom coming upon us. So, um, this first dream started off. I was in, I was at work, and I noticed that we could access portals. And this is like the one of the many dreams that I've had thus far, where I could physically throw out a portal, go through it, and go from one place to another. And it seems like it's going to be really cool to be able to do that. So I was gathering things and delivering them to people. And I went to deliver something to this one room. And I noticed when I was walking towards it that it was a white door and it had the name Lenny on it. So I looked up what Lenny meant, and Lenny means hardy lion or lion bold. So I'm thinking that this was Jesus's room. This was representing going into the throne room. So I um I didn't feel like walking for whatever reason to get all the way down the hallway to get into this room. So I had threw out this portal in front of me, and like I'm about to go jump through it, and then I noticed that one of the supervisors had told, like, he had kind of yelled at me. He was like, "Hey, don't do that. Don't you do that." And I knew that he was like yelling at me because he didn't want me using this portal for everything. Um, so I had I knew that when I got to, and the other reason why I knew that he was yelling at me was because um, this room, Lenny's room, was connected to the women's room, um, and I knew that they were getting changed or something like that in there. Um, so when I had got in, I was thinking that next time I'll just close my eyes when I get inside or something like that. So and I knew like he didn't want me to go in there without knocking, cause then I might see them getting dressed or something like that. So um I had gotten to the room, and then I went to drop off. I'm not sure if I was dropping off these clothes that I had or if I was picking them up. But I had these clothes on these hangers, like you see when you get fresh clean clothes out of the cleaners. So I knew that they had just been cleaned, and I had grabbed them, or I had put them on the hangers, or I was taking them from the hangers, one or the other. And then I had went to go back out of the room, and I was studying at the same, like I knew I was studying or I was gathering information or something like that at the same time as working. And then I had saw my friend Stephanie, and I read that I've learned that Stephanie means crown. And then I saw another friend that stood out to me was Regina, but and I looked that up before too, but I can't remember at the moment. I didn't write it down. Um, so, and then I noticed there were other girls from my high school, and they were like giggling about something when they saw me, and I knew it had something to do with them being excited to see me. So then I had sat down, and I was outside in the cafeteria, and my friend Mike comes over. Michael. So Mike comes over, and he was asking me these questions uh about me studying, about when I had time to study, or and he was asking me if I had did it on my if I had went on break and study, and I like he kept asking me all these questions, and I was like, no, no. And then I had said that I did it at the same time I was working. And he was like, huh. And he was wondering, I knew he was wondering how I could have had time to do both of them. So I knew something had to do with me gathering gummy bears. I was gathering gummy bears. And from what I learned before from other dreams, gummy bears can seem to represent um like something to do with the word, like blessings, or gathering wisdom and knowledge of the word, like little treasures, little sweet treasures, something like that. So then I saw this TV, and on the TV, like this is where it got kind of strange. So I'm watching this TV, and then I see this guy, and he's walking in like a safari, or like a Sahara, like a desert safari or something like that. And he's holding this severed head of this character from Dragon Ball Z, named Cell, one of the villains from this cartoon series. And he's holding this head out, and he has these other two guys standing there with him, walking with him. And I remember thinking, I was like, this guy is sick. Who is this sick guy? And then the next scene, it changed on the TV, and he was then wearing the head, like as like a mask over his face. He was wearing it, and he was standing there with these other two men. And then it changed, and I started seeing these mythical creatures, um like attacking people. Like I was being shown these mythical creatures. And I don't remember the first one I saw, but I knew they were attacking these people that were bad. I knew these guys that they were attacking were bad. And then the next creature I saw, I remember this one. So this creature, it was a turkey creature, and it was mixed with a man. So like the body was a turkey, and I think like the head was of a man or something like that. And it had this nose that like blew up, like it enlarged, it swelled up. And it like in I can't think of what it enlarged somehow, and stretched out. And then it like attacked this guy, and it ate him, and like I made the gobble noise when it did this. Like I was I don't want to say I was excited, but I was cheering it on, almost, that it was attacking these bad people or something like that. So um which, when I explain this, it makes me wonder. I don't understand why I did that, but I have a theory on it. But anyway, um so I knew it like made this gobble noise, and it attacked this guy, and it gobbled him up, it ate him. And um and then I knew that the man this turkey was mixed with was a butcher. He was a butcher. So then I was given this paper. I was given this piece of paper, and it had a list written on it. And one side of the list started with Peter, the name Peter, and then it had two more names under it. And then the other side of the list, like there was a line in the middle, and on the other side, it started with Satan, and the next name written or the next word written under it was Sultan, and then there was another name of a title under that, under Sultan. And I felt this paper showed order of ranks, and or something like that. And so then my wife came out, and she had told me that she had this dream, and she said something about hearing trumpets. So, and then I woke up from there. So what I got, it was a whole lot from this dream that I got. Like the Lord was telling me a whole bunch of stuff in this dream. So starting off with the beginning, as I said, the name Lenny of the room that I was going in means hardy lion or lion bold. So I believe that represented Jesus, as Jesus is the Lion of Judah. And so the clean clothes, reason why, like I knew that the Lord was providing a change of clothes, a change of clean clothes that I was to help deliver. So and that I believe that was pertaining to us, to our jobs here on earth, that the Lord provides these clean clothes, like almost in the spirit, and we are to help deliver these clothes to cleanse people, to get people consecrated unto God. So Zechariah 3:4 says, "And the angel said to those who were standing before him, remove the filthy garments from him. And to him he said, Behold, I have taken your iniquity away from you, and I will clothe you with pure vestments." And then Exodus 19:10 says, "The Lord also said to Moses, Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their garments." So, so then moving on to this whole turkey creature, and all that stuff, and that's mixed with this man that stood out the most to me. I believe this was talking about the Antichrist, or at least one of the heads of the beast. So the creature represents like Turkey, like the place Turkey, and the man, I believe, represented the president of Turkey, Tayyip. I forget how to say his last name. Ardoin, or something like that. So, or Darwin, and this. The reason why I believe that is because I saw that the turkey was mixed with a man, meaning a man of or from Turkey. So it might not specifically mean be him per se, but I believe it's representing that the Antichrist, or the Antichrist coming out of Turkey. So I believe this might be God revealing either who, like I was saying, either who the Antichrist is, or one of the heads of the beast. And I believe Turkey is about to attack or devour another nation. So that's why I saw the turkey man eating up one of the men. Like he came over and just gobbled him up, devoured him. So I had did some research on, when I was doing my research on all this, on the whole turkey and everything. That's when Darwin came up, and I saw all this stuff about what people have been saying about him possibly being the Antichrist, and the things that he's been doing, and the reasons why they said that. So I'm just going to list a couple things of what I got, and what led me to even speaking about him being part of this dream. So so one of the nicknames of Erdogan is the butcher. They call him Erdogan the butcher. And like I said, I knew in this dream that the man that was connected to this turkey was a butcher. I saw the man in the safari holding the severed head. And this, I believe, represents, has to do with ISIS, and it has to do with Turkey, because this is something that ISIS is known for doing, um, decapitating their enemies' heads. And it's also something that Turkey, that back in back in the day, they were very known. The army, um, was known, like in the Ottoman Empire, they were known for cutting off people's heads, cutting off the heads of their enemies. So, um, and from the research that I was doing, I was reading that a lot of people believe that, Erdogan has been a major support to ISIS, if not their head himself. So it's all connected. And I saw that these list of names given to me, I saw these names because this represented the government. Half of it represented, I believe, represented the government of Christ on the one side, and then the other side was the government of Satan. And the reason why I saw this, or why I say that, is because, I saw Peter at the top of the one list and Satan at the top of the other list. And Jesus originally said to Peter that he was giving him the keys of the kingdom. And as we know, that keys represent authority and leadership. And then I saw that under Satan was the title of Sultan, which is a ruler, a name for a ruler or monarch, mainly a title given in the Ottoman Empire, which was from Turkey. So again, this is all connected. So then I had the second dream, the other night, and so in this dream, well, actually, it wasn't a dream. It was a vision, and it was in the morning. As I was praying, I was saying my morning prayers, and then I went into a quick sleep, and I saw this. So I saw this priest, and the priest was holding a bottle of oil outside in a forest. So I'm not sure if it was a bottle of oil or if it was a bottle of water, but I believe it was oil. And there was a woman there with him, and she had a goat. Like, there was a goat with her, and I'm not sure if it was a goat or a deer. I couldn't really tell the difference. And the priest had poured some of the oil on his hands and rubbed it over the woman's head, and then over the animal's head. So as we know, pouring oil over someone's head represents anointing. So then I noticed they were standing at the bank of a river, and the animal walked into the goat or the deer, whatever it was. It had walked into the river, and it started to flow down the river. And then the priest I noticed that the priest had turned around and had this look of like surprise, like of surprise, or being shocked. And I then was shown the animal again going down the river, and this time it was floating upside down now, and it was floating upside down the river, and then it flown, it like went into this fog, this cloud of fog, and then it came back out. But when it came back out, it was a man, and it had this big. The man had this big long horn protruding from like the right side of his head, and this immediately reminded me of Daniel 8, Daniel chapter 8. So the part that it reminded me of is the ram, and when he saw this vision of the ram and the goat, and this was when the ram, um, or when the goat was so mad that it ran into it was running so fast that it was not touching the ground, and it ran and broke the ram's horns, and it had the goat had this one big horn, just like the big horn one big horn I saw of this man, and the ram had trampled over or the goat, I'm sorry, trampled over the ram and broke its little horns, and then the goat's horn had broke, the one big horn that it had, and when it broke, it formed into four smaller horns, and then it says that out of one of the four smaller horns, one little horn grew. So I know that most of that was prophesied already happened, but the last part, um, of the one little horn that comes from the four smaller horns, that part hasn't happened yet, and that's talking about the Antichrist, and the four smaller horns are the kingdoms that came from Alexander the Great's big kingdom. After he died, his kingdom split up into four smaller kingdoms, and one of those four smaller kingdoms just so happens to be Turkey. So it's very, very possible to me, almost. I can't even say that I'm not 100% on this because there's no way for me to be, but I'm based off of everything that I've gotten from these two dreams, plus stuff that I had from before, that I haven't even spoke about, um makes me highly believe that the Lord's telling me that the Antichrist is going to come out of Turkey. He's going to come. He's going to be a man that comes from Turkey, and it's very possible that that could be the president, the current president of Turkey, Erdogan. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because there's a lot going on in the Middle East right now, especially with Israel, and we gotta keep our prayers up for Israel and everything that's going on with them. So because they're still God's people, and this could definitely be some prophecy about to happen, um, relating to the Antichrist. Um, so either way, God bless you guys. I love you, and I'll talk with you soon.